Up with KREM begins now.
Hey friends, good morning. 6 o'clock here on your Tuesday. Thanks for starting it off with us here on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Nicole Hernandez. Tim and I ended up with a little bout of rain.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just enough to clean the dirt off my truck,
Literally.
which is great.
That
honestly,
was all it
'cause I haven't
was.
been in the car wash. So.
Just enough to leave a few spots left over when it dries out.
This is that time of year where I'm like, you know what? It is what it is.
It really is.
Cat paw prints all over my car right now. I don't know how that happened. But anyways. The rain, Thomas, is it done?
Yeah. Looks like the rain is actually done today for Spokane and probably Coeur d'Alene in a minute or two here. Honestly, if you are looking for a car wash, today and tomorrow might be one of the better chances because we don't have a ton of rain in the forecast, probably until Saturday or Sunday here. So a bit of a more stable weather pattern as opposed to unsettled. As we dive into Doppler radar, this is going to show us where some of these leftover little showers, I mean, these are slivers of rain, if anything. So this, as it presses through the rest of North Idaho, you might get a couple more minutes of rain from about, well, Coeur d'Alene and eastward here. That looks to be about it for the day. Meanwhile, temperatures are in the low 40s right now, which isn't bad on the surface, though the winds are going to start to pick up. So a bit of a breezy day, and it will feel a bit colder than what the temperatures will reveal this morning.
Taking a live look now at traffic at I-90 and Cheatham Road, you can see things are looking perfectly fine right now. It is just 6:02 now, so still a bit early to see any sort of traffic backing up, and that's basically what things look like. Clear with no traffic if you're heading out the door this morning.
Breaking this morning, you might have trouble accessing some websites, including X, Spotify, and ChatGPT. It's because of an outage with a web services company called Cloudflare. Within the last hour, the company said it has identified the issue and is working to restore services. We'll keep you updated throughout the morning.
Well, today, the Idaho Transportation Department is hosting an open house about the I-90 and US 95 interchange project. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live in Kootenai County this morning.
Brandon, we know this project is one that will have a major impact on Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls. Tell us more about what we should know about the meeting tonight. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim, Nicole. Well, you can hear some of those trucks right here behind me. This is a busy section of the road, and earlier this year, ITD, they held an open house back in March, just kind of gauging how people feel about this interchange project, allowing them the opportunity to provide some feedback and their input moving forward as construction continues. What they learned from that opportunity earlier this year is they were able to create a new design concept, several of them new concepts that they'll be able to present to the community tonight. The overall goal is to create better access between Highway 95 and Appleway Avenue on both the east and west sides of the highway. ITD says included in that feedback they got, accessibility to local businesses and limiting congestion were top priorities for drivers here in the area. Tonight, you can provide your input on access concepts and the overall design of the project.
But really what we're interested in is preventing a situation where traffic is backing up onto the ramps out onto mainline I-90. That's obviously the greatest safety concern, and by not separating those two roads, that condition would actually continue to occur.
So the open house tonight is from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Best Western Plus Coeur d'Alene Inn. We've got the address and other details on our website right now, krem.com. Anyone who can't attend in person will have access online, and ITD is asking for comments to be submitted before December 5th to be considered as official feedback by the project team. Another note from ITD, they say traffic through this corridor is expected to double in the next 2 decades. So by 2045, they expect traffic through this region in this area to double. So part of this project is to try to make sure they can create manageable traffic as opposed to some severe congestion. For now, live here in Kootenai County, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
This morning, we're following up on a story we first brought to you on Up with KREM. The vote on the proposed parking tax in Spokane is now pushed to next week. Community members spoke up about their thoughts on the tax, some urging the council to vote yes, arguing the city needs the money sooner rather than later, citing damages to roads and the need to make streets safer and more accessible. Meantime, the CEO of the Spokane International Airport opposes the tax, arguing they could end up losing money over time.
If the costs are not passed on to the public, the airport will immediately see a 4% loss in revenues, which equates to an estimated loss of $2.5 million in 2026 and increasing thereafter. I remind the council that the airport is financially self-sustaining and receives no financial support whatsoever from the city. Yet the proposed parking tax seeks to divert airport funds to the city in furtherance of studies.
The City Council is expected to vote on the tax at their next meeting on November 24th. Should it pass, it could take effect as soon as April.
Well, new this morning, Spokane County says they are giving $100,000 to Second Harvest. We're just a little over a week out from Thanksgiving now, and the county says this money will help make sure more families have meals through the holidays. The money is coming from the Housing and Community Development Department. The county now is also pushing other local governments to donate.
Police are working to find out what caused a deadly crash on Spokane's Lower South Hill yesterday morning. This happened on Walnut and 8th Avenue. Police say the driver crashed into a tree and died shortly after. It's believed speed may have been a factor. At this time, the investigation is still ongoing. Police have not said who the victim was.
The University of Washington student who shot a WSU football player just hours after the Apple Cup pleaded guilty to third-degree assault. 20-year-old Ja'Cory Buchanan will now spend 3 months in jail and do a year of community service. Pullman police say during a fight at an apartment in Pullman, Buchanan shot 19-year-old Sone Falialo in the abdomen. Buchanan's attorneys told KREM 2 he fired in self-defense. The former Alaska Airlines pilot who pleaded guilty to trying to stop a plane's engines mid-flight will not serve prison time.
A federal judge sentenced Joseph Emerson to time served and supervised release for 3 years. In October of 2023, you may remember prosecutors say the off-duty pilot tried to shut down a plane's engines while riding as a passenger in the cockpit. He told investigators he was under the influence of psychedelic mushrooms. The flights from Everett then had to make an emergency landing in Portland. Emerson says he now hopes to become a substance abuse counselor and wants to help other pilots.
The humpback whale that was stranded on an Oregon beach unfortunately died. Authorities say the whale got tangled in a fishing line. Rescuers were able to untangle the line, but they couldn't get the whale back to the ocean. Yesterday, they decided to euthanize the whale and said it was the most humane option here.
At 6:08, here's a look at our day planner for this Tuesday. A little bit of light rain has been passing through the region so far this morning. Looks like the last bit of that rain still has to clear North Idaho, though we don't have very much more rain in the forecast. Instead, just cloudy, breezy, and a little cooler than yesterday, as high temperatures will only end up in the mid-40s as opposed to low 50s. So that's the effect, the primary effect of this cold front, along with some of the winds. As for that rain, not much left in it, but a few sprinkles will likely still pass through the Silver Valley and Lookout Pass for the next couple hours.
This morning, we want to take a minute to remember Barbara Ann Few, who we all knew as Gonzaga Grandma. The team says on Friday she passed away.
She was the mother of Zags head coach Mark Few. In a social media post, the team says she will forever be remembered as the Gonzaga grandma who attended countless games with her husband Norman for more than 25 years. After last night's game, Mark Few addressing his mother's legacy.
She's unbelievable. Was the biggest Zag fan out there. And I get a pregame call and a postgame call, and she was just a credible example. I mean, her self-worth was based on serving others and just kind of being kind.
If you were wondering, the Zags did win last night, 122-50, a win for the Gonzaga grandma.